David Smith here with another Flip Classroom math video. Let's get started. Today's topic is a review. We've been working through 6 different lessons in our basic algebra chapter, and I'm going to go through the main points of all of that, okay? So the first thing we did is we went from expressions to words. So let's do one of those. Pause the video, write this down in words, come back. Okay, let's see how you did. What this is it's a sum, because we're adding 2 things, and it's the sum of the square of r and t. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, so this is minus x squared over y. Pause the video, convert that to words, come back and see how you did. Okay, let's see how that works. What this is this is the negative of the quotient of the square of x and y. Of the quotient of the square of x and y. Okay? The second thing is we went the other way. So we started with words and we turned those into expressions. So let's do that. Here's one. The sum of the squares P and Q. So pause the video, try that one, we'll come back. Okay, let's see how you did. This is a sum of the squares of P and Q. So when they say squares of P and Q, what they mean is P squared plus Q squared. Okay? So it's the sum, that's why we have our plus, and then here are the squares of P and Q. Okay? Okay, let's try another one going from words to an expression. $200 less than the sum of x and y. Pause the video, give that a try. Okay, let's see how you did. So it's 200 less than the sum of x and y. So x plus y. Just to be clear as possible, I'm going to put my parens around there. So here's the sum of x and y. But whatever this number is, we want 200 less than that. So it means we're going to subtract 200 out here. Okay? So that's 200 less than the sum of x and y. All right. We also did equations. So let's try a couple of those. So in math, we would say square root of d equals 5r. How about in words? Pause the video, give that a shot. Okay, let's see how you did. So this guy is the square root of d is, remember, is equals the product of 5 and r. Okay? Let's try another one. K equals a plus b over c. So I just said that in math. We want to convert that to just plain English language. Pause the video, give it a try. Okay, let's see how you did. So k equals is the same as saying k is, and what do we have here? We have a quotient. Whenever you have a fraction, you have a quotient. So k is the quotient now what's our quotient? It's the sum of A and B and C. So of the sum of A and B and C. Okay? We also went from words to equations. So let's try one of those. M is the sum of the square of N and P. Pause the video, give that a try. Okay, let's see how you did. So M is equals. Is equals. So M equals, now it's a sum of the square of N and P. Now this is tricky, because you might be tempted to write N squared plus P squared. But it's really not. It's the square, not the squares. It's the square of N and P. So we don't have the squared there. So this is N squared plus P. Okay? And it's not the square of the sum. So you might be tempted to write N plus P squared, but that's not correct. Because for this to be true, it would have to be the square of the sum. But we're not doing that, we're doing the sum of the square. So this is not correct. We also evaluated expressions. These were plug-in type problems. Let's do one. And with all these problems, you get something in the beginning like Q equals 1, R equals 7, and S equals minus 3. So these are the values for these variables. Now I'm going to give you some expressions we're going to plug in and evaluate. Okay, here's the first one. What is QRS? Pause the video, give it a shot. Okay, let's see how you did. Now remember, this is multiplication. When we write variables just next to each other, it is assumed that we're talking about multiplication. So this is going to be Q1 times R7 times S, which is negative 3. Now just for your, to make things clear, I recommend putting parentheses around your numbers. It keeps it clear that it's multiplication. If you just wrote for these two 7 minus 3, that looks like 7 minus 3. The parentheses make it clear that you're multiplying these terms. Okay, so pretty straightforward here. 1 times 7 is 7. 7 times negative 3 is negative 21. Let's do another one. We're going to use these same values of Q, R, and S, but this time your expression is S minus R over 2Q. Okay, so pause the video. Okay, let's see how you did. Okay, first is your plug-in step. So what's my S? Minus 3 minus R is 7 over 2 times my Q, which is 1. So I strongly recommend you do the plug-in step alone. Don't start multiplying these things in your head, because then it's easy to make mistakes, and then you won't know what your mistake is because it's not showing, your work is not showing there. So this plug-in step is helpful. Also, I give partial credit on a test if you show me a correct plug-in step, but then you have a mistake for your answer. So another good reason to do this plug-in step separately. And we'll come back to that advice many times over the course of our class. So let's do the math. Minus 3 minus 7 gives me minus 10. 2 times 1 is 2. Now we can simplify this further. Minus 10 divided by 2, minus 5. Okay? Let's do another one. Okay, this example is quite a bit more complicated. Let's see how it goes. Square root 4r plus 4s over 4q. Okay, pause the video, give it a try. Okay, let's see how you did. Plug-in step. Square root 4 times r is 4 times 7 plus 4s. What's my s? Is minus 3. All over, I got another 4. 4 times q, which is 1. Okay? Now, I'm really scrupulous with my parentheses. Some of you will drop some of those, and as long as you know what you're doing and get to the next step, you'll be fine. Okay, let's start simplifying. Square root, 4 times 7, 28, plus 4 times negative 3 would be negative 12. So I'm going to go ahead and write it like this. But what we know is this is really going to be 28 minus 12. And let's extend the root sign. The root sign should go all the way over everything that's underneath it. Finally, draw that. And we have 4 times 1, which is 4. Okay, I'm going to bring this down here. All right, so let's evaluate this. What's 28 minus 12? That's going to be square root 16. We're happy. We know what that is. Over 4. Square root of 16 is 4. And 4 over 4 is 1. Now isn't that cool? Pretty complicated expression here, right? And we did a bunch of conniptions, a bunch of steps in math, and whoa, we ended up with an answer that's just simply 1. Okay? Sometimes problems are designed to do that. Other times they're not, and your answers will be more complicated. But in this case, we got to just 1. Okay? I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a like down below or subscribe.